All right, so now that the dust is settling somewhat with free agency, I'm sure that there's still some moves that are yet to be made, some dominoes are yet to fall, but most of the big moves have been made. I think that a clear winner is starting to emerge in free agency. That team, in my opinion at least, is the Chicago Bears. I'm going to explain why in this video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to The Air with Brian Gregoire. We're building this thing brick by brick, and I'd love for you to be a part of the community that we're building here every day, so please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Free agency, it's about making moves, being aggressive, spending the money that you have, but being intentional about spending that money on the right players in the right positions, fulfilling your needs, what was lacking for your team the year before. Not every team does this. Some teams will spend money on flashy players, players that are going to get fans in the stands, but some are really intentional about addressing the team's needs and making sure that those segments in which they fell short the year before are strengthened before they go into another season. That's exactly what the Chicago Bears have done this week. A glaring weakness on the Bears last year was their offensive line. They clearly addressed that. To illustrate, Caleb Williams, who was not only a first-round draft pick, but the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL last year. In fact, he was the most sacked quarterback in Chicago Bears franchise history. He was hit 68 times last year as a rookie. Welcome to the NFL, Caleb Williams. That's not right for him. That's not right for anyone. He deserves a lot better. And when you make an investment like that, when you use the number 1 overall pick on a guy that you're building your franchise around, you have to protect him at all costs. He cannot go through another year like that in his entire career. The Bears realize that. And they're adapting, they're evolving, they're making the moves necessary to enhance that offensive line and protect Caleb Williams to prevent another catastrophic year like that from happening again. Here's some of the moves that the Bears have made to address the offensive line. First and foremost, before free agency even got started, the Bears traded for Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson. 2 huge upgrades to the offensive line. You'll see those guys make a noticeable difference on week 1 this year. They also strengthened their interior offensive line by signing Drew Dalman to a 3-year, $42 million contract with $28 million guaranteed. If all goes well, Caleb Williams will have a lot more time to sit back there in the pocket and pick opposing defenses apart, and he won't be getting hurt. He won't be out of the league in 5 years because of how much he's gotten hit. You've got to, when you make an investment like that, you've got to protect that guy. And the Bears are making a conscious effort now to do that. So I tip my cap to them. And Caleb Williams last year, I thought he showed a lot of signs of promise. You know, a lot of people perceived last year to be a year that never really took off for Caleb Williams and the Bears. And that's true. But there's a lot of potential there. And with the right pieces in place on the offensive line, the offensive line is the heart of the offense. If the offensive line is off, if it's porous, if it's weak, the rest of the offense is going to be out of sync and exposed. And your quarterback, your receivers, your running back, everybody, they will never live up to their potential without that offensive line being the best it can possibly be. Success starts in the trenches. We have emphasized that on this channel. The Bears have also greatly enhanced their defensive line by signing edge rusher Dio Odangbo to a 3-year, $48 million contract, and defensive tackle Grady Jarrett to a 3-year, $43.5 million contract. So the Bears will be generating a lot more pressure than they were last year. Their defensive line, it was mid last year. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. They ranked 16th in the NFL as far as sacks generated goes. So by adding those two guys, I expect that to greatly improve as well. Both those guys are going to get home and hit opposing quarterbacks. The Bears very much need that. Success starts in the trenches, offensively and defensively. If you're hitting that opposing quarterback, you're stuffing the run, you're suffocating that opposing offense, and you're protecting your quarterback. You're opening gaps for your running back. You're giving your quarterback time to throw the ball, make the right reads, and complete passes. It all starts in the trenches. Success starts in the trenches. That's how smart teams build runs to the Super Bowl. That was both the Eagles and the Chiefs' recipe for success last year. I know the Chiefs' offensive line didn't look great in the Super Bowl, but generally it was really good last year. And the Eagles' offensive line, defensive line, two of the best units in the entire league. Any successful team you see, and there's some anomalies out there, but those teams that make Super Bowl runs, make championship runs, offensive line, defensive line, they're way above average. They're fantastic. The Bears are using that blueprint, and that's why I think you're going to see a significant improvement and a significant change in the way that this team operates this year, and you're going to see the Bears win a lot more games than they did last year. They're more throw in the trenches, and that is going to naturally correlate to more success on the field. Have a great day.